What's up, nerds? It's everybody's favorite gamer girl, Hardly Cal. How y'all doing today? Cool. Today we're talking about Marauders. Marauders is a extraction royale, tactical FPS, looter shooter, akin to the likes of Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov. Fun game. Really enjoy it. Lately, I've been enjoying extraction royales. I think they're going to be like the new wave of gaming, kind of like how battle royales popped off. I think extraction royales are the next to come up. Escape from Tarkov, Marauders. There's another game called Darker and Darker coming out next year, supposedly. So there's a lot of stuff in the pipeline, and a lot, like Hunt Showdown is another extraction royale. That's a great game. So there's a lot of stuff I think a brewing. There's the DMZ coming out for Call of Duty. That's an extraction royale. So it's going to be a fun and exciting time for extraction royales. But you might be asking yourself, well, what does Marauders look like? How does it play? We'll cover all that today. Marauders is a diesel punk sci-fi extraction royale. I mean, it's fun. You get to have a space frigate. You get to spawn it in. When you start up the game, you spawn in space, and then there's usually like an instance or a zone or a raid in the middle of the map that you have to fly to in your spaceship. On the way there, you can shoot down other players that are trying to get into the zone, or players that are leaving the zone trying to extract, because you have to extract through like a wormhole. So it's fun. You can shoot, break down their ship. They'll have to repair it. You can take your escape pod and go down and board other players' ships. It's really, really, it's cool. It's kind of like Sea of Thieves, where you can like board other people's ships. Even though Sea of Thieves is it's like super colorful and stuff like that. But it's akin to that. Like, it's cool that you can have like these like kind of like dogfight, space combat before you get into the raid with other players. They have a nice assortment of like different raids and maps to go into. I think they have a total of 5, maybe 6, maybe 4 through 6. I don't know. But it's really fun. I've noticed some stages are more AI heavy. That AIs will run at you and shoot you, and you'll see more AIs than you will see players. Some raids that you go into, it's more players than AI. It's more PvP based than PvE based. So yeah, then there's other maps. They have contracts. It's pretty much like Escape from Tarkov, in the sense like you have contracts. You can like have loadouts. You spawned in. You set your loadout before you go into the raid. If you lose all your gear, you lose all your gear, but it's a lot more forgiving than Tarkov is. It is like, say if you like that style of gameplay, and you like extraction royales, and you like the idea of Tarkov, but you don't want to turn Tarkov into a like part-time job, you should play Marauders, because Marauders, you can like get really geared up and then lose all of it. But if you just play for an hour, you can get really geared up again. Like, it's not hard. You don't have to spend like a week getting good gear and then get the gear fear and like afraid to go out into a raid with your good gear, because if you die, it's going to take another 40 hours to get that gear. So it's very forgiving. It's not as punishing, but it still has that, hardcore mechanic where it's, a tactical FPS, and it's you get shot in the head a couple times, you die. There's no hit markers. You don't know who your teammates are unless you guys are all wearing the same color or have the same color suit on. That's what me and my friends did. We would go to our Marauders and put on the white combat suit, and so at least we knew that we were all in the white combat suit, so we wouldn't accidentally kill each other, because that happened a lot. We would kill each other. Someone would, not say that they're turning around a corner, and then you turn around a corner and you'd see someone, and you're like, oh my god, and you shoot them. So it's a fun game. The gameplay can need a little work. It's in, I think, in beta. I don't think it's an alpha. I think it's in beta now. The game costs $30, which I think it should probably cost $20. I think there's a lot of solid ideas here, and I think the gameplay is pretty solid. I think the guns don't feel as tight. They don't feel... Now, every time I think of gunplay, I kind of compare everything to like Call of Duty. But even Tarkov, the gunplay feels tight. You have enough attack. I don't know. When I'm shooting like the MP40 in Marauders, it feels like there's a little too much kickback or recoil, even if I put the stock attachment on. So I don't know how much like attachments actually change your weapon, so to speak, when you're playing Marauders. I mean, although the game is in beta, so that might get adjusted later on, or maybe I'm just too dumb to notice any change, and I just suck at shooting because I whiff all my shots. But it's a fun game. I really like the aesthetic of Marauders. I think it's really cool. I like that diesel punk aesthetic. It's set in like 1991 in the distant future of 1991, where I guess I don't know if the Nazis won World War II or something, and everybody got sent down to outer space, and there's space pirates, and there's like like a capital alliance or whatever. There's not too much lore there, but the contracts are fun. You can really get geared up by just doing contracts and get a lot of money by doing contracts. And they're just like small little things like look at this paper in the spaceport for 3 seconds, enter the vault for 9 seconds, find this track bike and look at it for 3 seconds, find these space mine workers and watch them work for 3 seconds. So it's very like simple things like that. But it's fun. It gives you something to do. It gives you something to work towards. And like I said, it's easy to get gear in this game. It's not hard. You can get geared up pretty fast. You can they have like random AI ships that spawn in the zone before you enter in like the spaceport or like wherever the instance is. You can go see capital frigate ships or like merchant frigate ships where you can breach into. You can take your space pod with your friends and breach into it, and you can go kill the enemy AI in there. Like capital frigate ships, they have like commando bosses that are like geared out in like panzer armor that if you kill them, you just take all their stuff and you can just raid that ship, and you don't even have to go into the zone. Sometimes you get a capital frigate ship on the way to, you see one on the way to your the zone that you're going to, and you're like, let's loot this instead. I don't see any other players breaching it. Let's go in, fuck shit up, and extract with a ton of good gear. So that's what I like about Marauders. It's hardcore and it could be punishing, but at the end of the day, you don't feel as bad because you don't really get the gear fear, because if you just play for another hour or 45 minutes, you can get most of that gear back by looting, trying to find a capital frigate, finding another player. There is some concerns that I do have with the game. There's this Steam review, as you can see. If you want to pause it and take a look at it for a second, it's a little concerning. I seen that on the Steam reviews. I also seen things about, like cheating and like the leaderboards, like the top players on the leaderboards are advertising cheats in their usernames. So I don't know. I don't think I've ever encountered a cheater, or at least not to my knowledge. I haven't seen anybody like snap to my head besides like the AI players. You can tell when like the AI kind of just like turns around and starts shooting you, but that's not a player. So I've never noticed any players like snap to me and just fucking. I've been wrecked. I've been annihilated because I'm used to playing shooters like Battlefield and Call of Duty. Even the little bit of experience of Tarkov that I do have, it's not enough to where I was good at Marauders when I first picked it up. So I would just like run into fights while someone was just like waiting there, peeking a corner, and they would just fucking shoot me and I die because I'm an idiot. So, you have to be very tactical. You have to try to get the flank or just like wait patiently for someone to walk by. It's a little, you got to camp a little bit, but it's worth it. It's not like Call of Duty where camping is like something to scoff at. And you're like, what the fuck? Why is this guy just waiting in a corner? Why isn't he just running around? It's like, it makes sense to camp in corners or hold an angle. I wouldn't even say in corners, just hold an angle and just wait till someone to walk by because you hear their footsteps coming close, because you only get one life and you lose everything. So if you die, or you lose whatever you take into the raid with you. So it is a fun game. There is some, like I said, some cheating accusations in the community, and there is like the developers have like abandoned a game that they made before that no one was playing, so they just abandoned it. I get it. If there's no one playing your game and you don't see it viable to keep adding updates, then don't do it. I mean, I don't know. If a dead game's a dead game, if no one's playing it, and if there's like 3-4 people playing it and you're one of the people that are playing it and you're mad that the developer doesn't want to update the game anymore because it's not viable, well, I guess you're just shit out of luck. I don't know. I hope they keep updating Marauders. I think they struck gold here. I think it's a great game. It's a great medium ground for people that want to get into Extraction Royale looter shooters and just don't either, they work a 9 to 5 and they can't spend the time to do it with Tarkov, and because Tarkov is a little too extreme. It's a little bit more arcadey, it has that Tarkov style, like where you bring in your ammo with you bring in your gun, you bring in your armor. But like if you say if you have like 25 rounds left in a mag and you reload, and like in Tarkov or other military sims, you ditch that mag. If you have 25 rounds in that mag, you lose 25 rounds to reload, 5 rounds, because out of 25 out of 30, in this game, you don't lose 25 rounds by reloading. Say if I just shoot a couple times, I want to reload and have full ammo, it's fine. It's like Call of Duty or any other like FPS that is not like a realistic military sim. You don't lose your mag. So that's what I mean. Like it's not like it plays like Escape from Tarkov, but it's not as punishing and it's not as like hardcore as Tarkov is, or these other military sims where you have to be mindful of how much ammo you have and all that kind of stuff. So I think, if you would like to, if you like the idea of these kind of games where it's like PvE/PvP, and like you can get gear and money, and you can fuck other people up and take their gear, that's like always the fun thing. Anytime I go into a raid and I at least if I kill one other Marauder, I'm happy. Because I'm the one getting killed all the time. But if I can get some armor, kill Marauder, take their stuff, and extract, that's a good day for me. That's a good gaming session for me. If I can do that a few times in a gaming session. Hey, future Kelly here. I'm currently editing the video. As you can see, I forgot to record an outro. So, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If you like it, you like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Do whatever you gotta do. Expect more videos like this. Hopefully getting better. But more of this. Alright, bye.